I thought we would talk about the format of an essay together. This is going to be review, but hopefully it will allow us to be on the same page with the terminology that I'm going to be using when I talk about your writing throughout this semester. So after you write your amazing title, the first paragraph that we come to in your essay is your introduction. And in your introduction, you should have a hook, background information, a thesis, and a thesis map. So just like it sounds, a hook should literally just grab your audience's attention and make them want to read your essay. They can take lots of forms: a question, a quote, a statistic, a personal anecdote. Just make sure that whatever it is that you use for your attention grabber actually has something to do with your paper. Background information is just what it sounds like. Basically, you're just going to be providing enough information so that your audience understands your topic and it's contextualized so that they can understand what your stance is before they start reading. Now, the thesis is usually one sentence long, and it's written as an assertion, never as a question, because questions leave your reader guessing. So for me, the two things I need to see in a well-written thesis statement are a limited subject and a unique slant. So what I mean by that is a limited subject means you're going to be narrowing down the topic that you're going to be analyzing, and a unique slant is your stance about the topic. So what I mean by that is, let's say that you were going to write a paper on the legalization of marijuana. You wouldn't just say the legalization of marijuana, that's too huge. You have to limit the topic. So now if you said the legalization of marijuana for cancer patients, you have limited that topic down considerably, and now it's more manageable to write about. But I still don't know how you feel about the legalization of marijuana. So you have to include that in your stance. So now if you said the legalization of marijuana is mandatory because it will improve health and well-being for cancer patients, now I know how you exactly feel about the topic, and I understand which direction your essay is going to take. So that's what I mean by a limited subject and a unique slant. The next thing to include in your introduction is a thesis map. And just like it sounds, this sentence acts like a map for your reader. It highlights the central ideas you're going to be analyzing and presents them in the same order they appear in your essay. So for example, if you were writing about health benefits of fruit in your diet, you could say that apples, oranges, and bananas all contain nutrients for good health. And I know that your first paragraph is going to be about apples, the second paragraph would be about oranges, and the last paragraph would be about bananas. Now, don't feel like you have to include a thesis map. I use them because they help me stay organized. But if you're really good at transitioning from one thought to the next, you don't have to include one. But they are a nice tool to keep you on track and also to have your essay contain parallel structure. All right, after that intro, we come to the body. A body paragraph typically has 4 things in it. Probably from your previous writing classes, they were referred to as a topic sentence, a supporting detail, analysis, and a closing sentence. But as you read through this slide, please notice the bolded words in red. I call them your assertion, example, explanation, and significance. And as you read through the materials for this course, you're going to see that I refer to the body paragraph format as axes. This is axes format. And if this is the one thing you learn from this semester, you are going to be so thankful, because this is the type of writing format that you need all the way through writing your dissertation when you go for your PhD. And notice that I said when, not if. I truly believe all of you can do that. All right, I've included this slide on transitions because they go between your central ideas. And I like to think of transition as bridges that connect the central ideas of your paper together. So basically, if you look at the bottom of the screen, I have an example for you. Remember how I just talked about apples, oranges, and bananas? Think about a transition as ending what you just spoke about while introducing the next sentence. So for example, if you were writing an essay about the health benefits of fruit in a person's diet, your first paragraph is about apples, your next paragraph is about oranges, your transition could look like this. Apples have been proven to contain nutrients essential to health, but including oranges in one's diet also helps to boost immunity. So this sentence transitioned from the paragraph I just spoke about into the next one that I will be analyzing. So some important things to remember about transitions is that there's a difference between a transition and a signal word. So basically, signal words are simple phrases like first, second, third, next, last. On the other hand, however, while you're welcome to use signal words inside of a body paragraph to move from one idea to the next, I don't want you to use signal words as your transition sentences. So what I mean by that is I do not want you to start a body paragraph in this class with first. I don't want you to start a body paragraph with next. And I absolutely don't want to see in conclusion for your conclusion paragraph. And we're going to talk about that later. So please remember, transitions should be complete sentences, not signal words. All right, and finally, your conclusion. The first thing you should do is restate your thesis. Realize that I said restate, not copy and paste. Your essays are relatively short, the longest one's 5 to 7 pages long. So you don't need to copy and paste that thesis. You should reword it in a way that it reminds your audience what it was you were trying to prove. And that brings us to the global message or call to action. Somewhere in your conclusion, you should include either one of these things. So think of a global message as the way your writing connects to your audience and by extension, your world. What is the overall message you want the reader to take away and remember? And alternatively, you can end with a call to action. And this sentence tells your reader what action they can take once they have finished reading your essay. So for example, if you were arguing that people need to get healthy, the action that they could take is to improve their diet, park farther away from wherever they're walking to so that they get more exercise, etc. You could also tell them to go vote on the next ballot if you're trying to pass a law, any action that you want your reader to take. And then at the bottom, please note that a well-written thesis does not need to start with the signal word in conclusion. If you have done a good job, your reader will know you're closing your thoughts. Also, never add a new subject to your conclusion. All right, I hope this was helpful, and these are all the terms that I'm going to be using this semester for your essay. If you have questions, just let me know.